Yo, 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 yo. People, thank you for tuning in. We are back, season 2, episode 9, with Brothers from Another. I am P. Alexander Wally, and I am here with my homie, big dog himself, Mr. Cornelius D. McCall, aka the Compass, BFA, 3FA, trifecta, triangle, the three-piece, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, we are discussing education and the life that it leads to. Now, we are trying to decipher a couple of different things about this topic in particular because there are so many observations that are made. There's so many different things that come along with everything that we do collectively with our lives. Education is very important to us. And we just kind of want to talk about the overall perception of that for us as men, just being Black men in general, fathers, husbands, everything. And actually, prior to that, we got a shout out. You wanna give them a shout out real quick, or?
Yeah, man, you talking about sis and then bro with the blue car?
Yeah, dude. Because he had the blue car.
Right.
I mean, Janet. I mean, we know Janet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Janet, of course. Like, you can't forget Janet. But
Right.
dude was cool though. Like,
What was his name, bro? Was it
man,
Patrick
man. I want to say it was
PT PC? They called him
I think it
something.
was Patrick or man, I can't even remember, man.
It'll come to us, man. The
Yeah,
dark skinned
yeah,
brother
yeah.
with the glasses, man.
Yeah, but homie with the blue card though, the
Right.
blue joint. Yeah. The left hand. That's it.
He was
The
the
left-handed, the
left-handed
left-handed
shooter,
dude.
bro. Yeah.
Yes, that was him.
I think he got cut too, though.
He was the left-handed dude that I know he liked Michael Jordan. Whatever. Anyway, yeah,
Do it
like,
matter? I mean,
happy anniversary to them. 14 years married today. 22 years together total for the both of them, man. That's a blessing in disguise. And it's one of those things that's extremely admirable because in our generation of people in general, you barely make it to that first year, sometimes fifth year. So, 10 is an achievement. Every year is an achievement, but, 10, 15, whatever, 20 is definitely important. So, yeah, shout out to them, man, for real. Janet and I forgot his name. Pecos, yeah, him. Yeah. So, what happened? My man is pop locking. He froze on me. Hold on, pop it, freeze it, froze it, flap it. I don't know what you're doing over there, sir. You gotta get the mic. You gotta get your mic.
for some reason, it keeps disconnecting. But if it does that again, keep pushing, and I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna hop on the phone. I don't know why it keeps doing that. My apologies.
It's all racial. But going back to what I was saying, episode 9 is about education and the life that it leads to. For us, having education is very important, but the main thing that we always discuss, and one of the things that we notice that sticks out to us the most positively for us and negatively when we think about it with other people being involved, is why do people turn their noses up at you, for obtaining certain things or for being able to obtain certain things. And it's just a funny dynamic of knowing how people or where people place you on the hierarchy of life, so to speak, right? And like I was saying, just an example for us, why are we as Black men or Black people not allowed to have the same things as our counterparts or as our peers of other ethnicities, or just people that may be a little older than us, or people that may have a different financial backing or a different financial status based on the way that their family has kind of, cultivated their funds and, made that generational wealth for them to be able to have what they have, today. So Yeah, man. So what's your opinion on that? How do you feel? You got anything you want to jump into as the first part of this conversation?
Yeah, so I mean, really, it's a okay. They painted this picture, you know what I mean, way back in the day of what I'm supposed to look like, right? And
Yeah,
then throughout time, right, and changes in legislation, maybe that social status change, you know what I mean, and things of that nature. Now we starting to get degrees, right? We own our own businesses. Up, that what the early 1900s leading up to what popped off in Tulsa, you know what I mean? And then now where we are today, you fast forward where we are today, and it's an educated black man, black woman with a nice house, nice job, beautiful family. Um, we're a dime a dozen,
yeah,
But on that same token, you also got our brothers and sisters in that prison system, Um, but based on what you said, Wally, it's one of those things, man. It's like, hey, it's still a shock, you know. Are you a rapper? Are you a professional athlete? What do you do?
yeah.
You know, I played ball in high school. No, I'm not a rapper. I only freestyle when I'm tipsy. You know, you know what I mean. I have no albums. You know what I mean. I'm a hardworking black man. I'm educated. I have a family. I'm in my family's life. I support my wife and my children. Is that not what I'm supposed to do? You
Yeah,
know, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
yeah,
Because on the other side of that token, hey man, oh yeah, I figured he was gonna be in jail. You know,
yeah. It
yeah,
was just a matter of it was just a matter of when, but we knew that that was the overall outcome. That was the fate of him or her or them
right.
collectively was
You're
yeah,
predestined, man. You are
that's
predestined to
destiny.
fail. You know,
Yeah.
terrible, man. It's terrible.
Um, yeah, so like you were saying when we spoke about it before, like being deserving about stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing that I've heard um in my career or even prior to, getting that big job to kind of start my career. That was one of those things that I always would hear in conversation, whether it was something that I was asked or something that I heard about somebody else that was already where we, finally are.
Right, right,
Of course, everybody looks like us. So it was never anything that was said about somebody that looks the same as the people saying it. It was only about us, only about us. And that was the main thing that people would always say, or you could tell just based on how they would hold a conversation with you. They're asking you without asking you, or they're putting you in this category without directly saying that that's what they think about you. And it's like, why do you have this nice car? Why do you have this nice house or any type of luxurious things that you may have interest in or you have the ability to obtain? Why do you have that? How did you get that the same way as me? How were you able to do it before me or at the same time as me or at an earlier age than me? Um, like, what do you have to say when people ask you that question? What's your give me your professional answer opposed to what you're actually thinking when that happens.
So that's an easy one, man. And I'm going to go to the other side of that coin, right? So if someone other than black asks me, how did I attain whatever possession I have, right? Whether it's that paper, whether it's my car, clothes, whatever, my mindset. I always say, hey, man, I'm very spiritual. I thank my parents, and I felt like, hey, this is what I needed to do to get there. I need to prepare myself to better my family. That's a textbook answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the other side of that coin that I hate. I hate with a passion, and I still have not figured it out. When someone likes me, that looks like me, says, "Hey, man, must be nice. We are not all able," or "Why are you doing such and such when you can just do such and such?"
Yeah.
that's one of those mind-boggling conversations. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, I
And
mean, I still, so it really, it pisses me off, right? Initially, I'm like, okay, well, as soon as someone says that, I automatically know where you're coming from, you know? Uh, and I just shake my head because my initial response is going to be aggressive immediately, you know?
and and you know, there's no way when people like the people that say that, that's the most that's the most negative. It's not even a question. It's that's the most negative response you can give a person that's achieving something or has achieved something or is in the process of obtaining something that will put them on the next level. And it always turns out to be somebody that's like us. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, you know, they'll ask us that question or like how or why did you do that? And then from our peers or just other people, it's like, dang, must be nice. You know, like, dang, man, like, oh, you got another pair of kicks. Dang, I can't, or people quick to throw out that, can't hide money or
Oh, oh, that's one of
you
my
know,
favorites,
you,
man.
you know what I'm saying? And it's not even about that. It's just um you like what you like,
Right.
and it has nothing to do with that. Like I'm pretty sure if we were to exchange lists, there's 10 things on our list, whether it's financially feasible or not, that we want, and we won't settle for anything less, whether it's $5 or 500
Right,
or
right.
more than that. You know what I'm saying?
So it's that settle point, you know?
Yeah. And
Right,
that's not what it is. Like if you want a pair of Yeezys, you're not gonna go get just some regular Adidas boosts.
right,
That's not how that works. If,
right, right,
yeah, if I want to get a leg sleeve and I want to get it done, all at one time, then maybe it's better to piece it together, but I'm trying to do everything, one shot, one kill. That's just me. Um,
bro. It's, when I got my DC
yeah,
sleeve, it was no pieces. I went every day until it was done. You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
I did the bigger pieces everywhere, inside, outside, forearms,
Right.
sleeves, shoulders.
Yep.
I went bigger pieces, and then I went with all the fillers. I did the fillers after that, and same with the back piece. I did my last name with the crown first, then I
Yep.
did the angels, then I did the lion, then I went back, did the scroll, clouds, stars, the whole thing. It's better to piece it together that way, just depending on the situation. But
Right.
sometimes you just want to pull the trigger and just knock everything out at one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for people that gotta, and it's nothing wrong with it, but it's certain people or people that are in your circle. I don't want to say circle, that are the square trying to get into the circle. They're the ones that have to do it piece by piece by piece, slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we have the choice. Do I want to jump all the way in now? Do I just want to do a little bit? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
How do you feel about options? Do you feel bad for never wanting to settle? Or are there times where you're like, I'm gonna just chill and I'm gonna just do this to play it safe? Do you ever play it safe?
That's situational, right? So if it was up to me, no Dana, Elijah, Uriah, Micah. If it was Cornelius, even if it was just me and Dana, man, I'm a daredevil, man. Ghost Rider. Yeah, I'm all in, man. There is no risk that I'm not afraid to take. If you tell me I can't do it, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Uh, but if I feel like I want something, I can, and occasionally it causes arguments between me and the queen. But if I want something, I don't hear nothing.
It's tunnel vision.
Productive, man.
It's tunnel vision. It's like
Bro,
you can't tell me nothing. You can't you can't you can't entice me. Oh, look at that. You can't.
right. You know, and so it's putting me, it's having that mindset has put me in situations where it screwed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah,
50
but I,
said it best. 50 said it best. I want what I want, and what I want, I'm getting. That's
I'm
it.
getting it right. Yeah,
No,
basically, you know, and so in a professional world, you know, it sets me above my peers, right?
yeah,
And even my supervisors when I have that mindset, you know. But when, hey, you know, babe, we need to save $100 a month, you know what I mean? Which is not a whole lot, you know, but $100 a month for the next 24 months so that you can go get that such and such that you want, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, but I can qualify for it today.
yep,
I already got, look, man, I already got the pre-approval.
yeah, yeah. You
You
got
know,
confirmation that you can do it right now.
man, the worst, you know what, man, the worst thing they did to me, and I'm gonna say black people, man, was invent financing. Oh man. That was my pop taught me everything, man. Taught me everything under the sun, bro. I wish he would have said, hey man, when they try to sell you that car, I mean that TV, man, and they say, hey, we only want $10 a month, man, for the rest of your life, don't do it.
No, no.
Just wait. Put that $100 aside for 24 months, man, and go buy it cash, you know?
I uh I had that happen to me. Before we jump on the personal interest thing, well, we kind of already
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Right, right.
Um, my biggest problem is, and we talked about this on the episode 10 of season 1 with the wives, like when to save me from myself or when to save us from ourselves. And
Right.
for me, I can't, I would rather not buy sneakers for a whole year to be able to get the one pair that I want than to get multiple pairs of other shoes that I don't like as much as that pair. Like I just won't do it.
Gotcha.
And another one of them things too is if you hear somebody say something and they're trying to teach you about it and you already know about it already.
How do you handle that, man? Go ahead.
um, I listen. I'm learning that from I got two homies at my job that I get a lot of advice from, similar to how I talk to you and what's his name with the blue car. And I
Oh,
literally,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I I literally I feed off of them for a lot of just like personal advice with stuff. And one of the things that they do more than anything else that I notice and get from them is just kind of sit back and listen and just kind of let you hang yourself, drown yourself, or, put yourself up here. And then they'll come back with information like, yeah, well, I did that same thing a couple years ago and boom, 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 boom. And then, you get that, oh, how do you do that? How did you know that? Like, um, younger guy at my job comes comes from the privileged situation.
Mm.
And he was telling a story about something cool that he had done uh, for a family, which is admirable, 100% respectable. And I was just like, yo, I was like, man, that's great. That's perfect. And one of my peers that actually knew what I was doing at the
How
time,
you get down? Right, right.
uh, she walked in there and was like, yeah, he just did that for his daughter's school. And then it was just like that awkward cricket silence, like old school. Like, what you mean? Like,
Yeah,
oh, like for her class? No, old school.
yeah, school.
Everybody, faculty, students.
Right, right.
And then it was like it was that uncomfortable. I'm not saying this like this has happened to either of us, but imagine being on the couch with your lady being affectionate and the parents walk in. It was one of those. It was one of those. It was that awkward, like that side eye, like, how you doing that?
Right.
Why are you able to do, you know what I'm saying? It comes back to that whole focal point of what we was talking about. How and why are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? And I have all of this over here that I'm telling y'all about it. And I don't know this about you. And you're doing more than me.
Right. Right.
It's that slap in the face, man. And
So that gives me so much, and this is something that I'm praying for, Wally. Okay, I'm praying. I'm not praying to be humbled because I don't. Nobody likes being humbled. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I practice being humble because I have a lot to be thankful for. You know,
yeah,
so I practice by, uh, uh, and this is practice. Okay, because my wife, she beat me up, man. She used to beat me up all the time back in the day. Like, hey, man, when somebody says something, you ain't got to say, hey, and try to improve, you know what I mean, what they got going on. Hey, man, did you know this? Yeah, bro, but if you do it like this will happen. Just let them, So I practice that, hey, man, now I absorb, and I just listen and I say, and I push life into it, even if I've done it 1,000 times.
yeah,
But that was something that I had to practice, man, because I'm such naturally, I like to teach, you know what I mean? So if you tell me, hey, bro, I don't know, beards, or whatever. Oh man, no, bro, I've been doing it. Well, fam, if you want it to get this big, you got to use the olive oil and you know what I mean?
yeah.
Instead of, hey, okay, that's cool, bro. You know what I mean? Just keep pushing. you
Everybody,
know?
everybody feels threatened. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants, everybody wants the way that they do something to make them feel a certain way. Everybody wants that way to be the only way that it can be done.
Mm,
You can't present, you can't present people like that with a better way of getting somewhere.
right. Right.
Um, you know, you could tell somebody, yo, there's a straight line to get from point A to point B, but they just want to zigzag to be able to tell somebody that they took the hard route there.
Right. Right.
So
Right. That's funny because me and PK, another homie that we both know from back in the day. I think he lived next door to Janet's husband. Um, I can't remember his name still, but the other homie PK.
yeah,
Uh, you know, we was rapping, you know what I mean, and he was like, "Hey, it's not always. You don't always have to take the hard route.
yeah,
Sometimes it's cool to educate one another, inform one another, communicate, and it's easy across the board. Not every situation is a get it out the mud situation. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, for me, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? For me, well, my mindset. You know
yeah.
what I mean? My
Um,
mindset.
very true, very true. Do you feel there's do you feel there's any situations that had the silver platter that you didn't take full advantage of that you maybe wish you would have?
Where I had the silver platter.
Yeah, like opposed to just having to get it out the mud, was there something that was like here and you didn't necessarily take advantage of it as much as you should have?
That's a good question, bro. That's a hot seat 3 question. um, Nah, man, I never had luck like that, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say I had to work hard for everything,
Yeah,
but I at least had to work for it, you know. Nah, man. I maybe no. I had to put some sort of effort into it, at any capacity, with any type of energy. Um, Yeah, man, I want nah, bro. I wish.
My my biggest, I don't even want to say it was a regret. It was just not being aware, mature enough to be aware of what I needed to do.
Okay.
I was out of high school. I was pursuing the hoop thing, so I was more so focused on that. I wasn't worried about trying to go to school. When the time came for me to go to school, um, Pops had finally gotten, this was a couple of years after I graduated high school. Pops had finally retired and he got his chapter 35.
Okay.
So um, I went through the motions of trying to figure out where I wanted to go, filling out applications, trying to figure out which one would be the best niche. Once I finally found that out, I went to art school, got my associates, fine arts, graphic design, with a little bit of animation sprinkled in there, not much, but enough to say I know what it is and I can understand the lingo of the conversation. And I finished I finished art school at 23, almost 24. I still had until 26 to go back to school, and I could have at that point I probably could have finished my bachelor's, and I didn't do it. Um, just being confused, man. Like I got my art degree, and I was like, all right, I want to do tattoos, so I started doing the tattoo apprenticeship, and I put my own money into that myself, because the VA didn't consider tattooing a sponsored trade that they would, fully endorse and give me the
Right.
for at that time.
Right.
Um, it literally bothered me because I'm like, all right, but I was losing money because doing an apprenticeship, you have to be there open to close.
Mm.
And then I also couldn't make any money because I was an apprentice. So, apprentice, you have your master tattoo artist that you work under. They have to be there for supervised visits in order for you to work and get paid to accrue your time and accrue your 100 sponsored pieces.
Okay.
But in the process,
100 pieces, as in 100 jobs.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And the way that was working, I wasn't able to have any additional income from the VA not sponsoring it to get the stipends. Then I literally could not work another job. Um, that messed me up and that deterred me from the school thing for a little while. So I started working, doing other things. And then 2015, when Michelle was pregnant with Victoria, I was like, you know what? My VA stuff is over with. I got to take the initiative here. I got the free degree. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? It just has to be done. Bachelor's, and then here we are closing out the MBA. And looking at what's there, student loans or whatever, it's like I wish I would have kept going right through, but it wasn't there for me to do. So I technically didn't have a choice at that point. And then as soon as I got my bachelor's, or when I started my bachelor's program, the VA considered tattooing a sponsored trade.
Right. Yeah, because they it falls under that art umbrella now. Yeah. That's crazy. So you and I had a one-on-one conversation, man, about, you know, certain thoughts you had about furthering your education past graduate level, right?
Yeah.
Into maybe that doctoral program of such and such, you know. So based on this entire conversation we're having, you know, can you imagine, you know, fully sleeved, bearded, flat built, fitted PhD showing up to somebody's office? I mean, I
We
would, I would, I
we
would
can
pay
see
to see it.
we can
Pay to
see
see it.
we can see it. They don't want to see it. And that's what I'm torn about, is putting it right in your face.
Right, right.
And I had this conversation with the same two homies from my job, man. And same as the conversation I had with you and old Bluey that we was talking about.
Bluey, right, right.
Bluey. And it's like, is it worth going into more debt just to prove a point or to put that extra seasoning, on the entree? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. When you say that, that makes sense. That does. But I don't know any. I don't have any friends that are PhDs. I don't have any.
Right.
Right. But it would do my heart well if I say, hey man, one of my bros, man, that I grew up with, man, he's actually younger than me by a few years, bro. He's a PhD, and he looked like me. So you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just one of them things for me personally that that's like having money in my pocket. When you know what I mean? When you have somebody that you know can attain something that's greater than
Yeah.
the normal, man, especially at an academic level, man, because that's
Yeah.
getting an MBA is tough by itself, you know.
And I feel like we as men, we as people, we can only be as good as the company we keep. And
Good
that's
point.
literally like where my mindset is now. Like with the homies I talk to every day at work, you, Bluey,
Right.
Corey, and a few others, like literally handfuls of people there. Um, Everybody's doing something that I either admire or something that I want to do, or they're doing something. Like I got a homie, man, he lives right around the corner from me. He's like 28. So I got him by like 5 or 6 years. Bruh, he can run down the stock market. He has investments. He does real estate with his father. So he's giving me game on that, talking about how you can rent out properties, how you can renovate properties, uh, everything that goes in the business of the flipping.
That's
He's five,
dope.
6 years, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, and I'm asking him, like literally, he owned his house before I owned mine. So since I've lived in this house the past year and a half, I'm hitting him up 28, 29 years old, like, yo, bro, like when I gotta do this in the crib, or I'm asking the other homies that are on their second or third house, like, yo, like how do you get, when this happens, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of company that we need to collectively have right now.
Right.
Because if it's just that, oh, you just gotta let me talk my shit for a minute, that ain't getting nothing done for nobody. You're not doing anything for anybody. There's no contribution coming from that.
Yeah, man. That's unfortunate too, man. That mindset, bro. Uh,
my,
yeah,
my
man.
question for you, have you ever had a situation where people have really questioned you, as in like, who you are type of thing? Has that ever happened?
What you mean? What you mean?
Like, has there been something that's really happened? I know we spoke about it, but is it anything like parallel to that of somebody being surprised, like, oh, you're basically like a teacher educating children when you're not working your 9 to 5, or like, is this really
Yeah.
your house? Or,
Yeah, all the time, man. Okay, the most recent was a random fella. Uh, I left the house to go to work, man. It's 5:20, right? 10 till half past the hour, and walk in there, man, and it's a fella in there, man. He just get to talking to me, right? He's talking. I got laid off. I was working at Spirit, which is the aircraft defense. I think they're a defense contractor for aircraft.
yeah,
Nonetheless, we rapping. He got laid off. He's married. He live down the street. You know what I mean? But he's trying to keep his energy, so he's getting up every morning. He's coming to the quick trip, and um, it's a casual Friday for me. So I got on some jeans. I don't wear my clothes in my car that I'm wearing to work while I'm driving. I got on either a white tee or an all black tee. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
This recently. This is recent. So of course he sees what I look like. I mean, I look stereotypical at this point. But he didn't. Really, the conversation wasn't wasn't malicious, right? It wasn't. He didn't ask me any pointed questions to kind of put me in a box until he asked me, "So what do you do?" You know. Uh, no, he said, He said, "Man, you live around here?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I live down the street." I pointed to a direction because it goes that part of Wichita and then that part of Wichita.
Like,
So I said, "Yeah,
it's like 8 Mile Road.
yeah, man,
That way.
right, or that way, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, what do you do?" And I said, "Man, I work for the government, such and such." And I said, "Man, I commute to work, man." And he looked and he paused. He's like, "Yeah, man, I wish I had something, but I could tell he was kind of shocked, like, you know. No, but when but if I solicit that kind of response after I tell you my profession,
Yeah.
we don't need to go into my other ventures. You know what I mean? We don't
Right.
need to go there because that's basically where we peaked with you, for your expectation, and that's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And um, we talked about this before too.
Yeah.
Name, just names, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
the funniest thing, man, of course, I definitely don't get down with the first part of my government, but
right.
I'm cool with everything else. And I go on a job interview. This was after art school, before my bachelor's program. So I applied. I got a call back for the interview. Hey, we see your resume, blah, 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 blah. We're very interested in bringing you in. Even if it's at entry level, we still see potential in your qualifications. So we want to get this interview within the next week if you have time. I'm like, okay, cool, perfect. Everything is on the up and up. I send all my information over. I get the confirmation email. I sign into my time slot for the interview. I get there. I'm the only person there. So just like this, I'm sitting in the lobby. It's like chairs in a U shape. I'm sitting like right in the middle, parallel to the door.
Right. With every right. Right.
Nobody else in that joint. So this guy that works there, he keeps coming out, and you know how you do, your little knock knock, and I ain't gonna say we know what it's called.
Right.
Knocking, yeah. So he kept coming to the door like that, like sticking his head out, go back in. So I look at my watch. I'm like, all right, damn, here we go. I'm like 30 minutes early. Interview was at like 10. I was there like 9:30, walked in, sitting there chilling. He comes out a second, then a third time, does the same thing. So that last time, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like almost 5 minutes until this interview started. I say, yeah. I say, hey, excuse me, sir. Quick question. I was like, I'm here for 10 o'clock interview with, I think her name was Miss Armstrong, whatever. And he's like,
Mr. Wallace.
yeah, yeah. And and it's funny because he has the clipboard, and he does the,
Wow.
what's
Yeah.
your name again? Tell him my name, tell him my full name, gave him the middle name,
The whole. Yeah. Right. Right.
whole thing. Told him the time I was here for my interview, who I was coming to see for the interview, his boss. I knew
Right.
her whole name, knew the time of the interview and the person being interviewed, which is me. And I tell him all that stuff. And he's like, 1 second, goes back. So I'm pissed at this point. I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, you in that box, man. He put you in that box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he put me in that box. So I'm about to walk out now, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm over it now. So he literally comes back out, and he's like, Mr. Wallace. I'm like, yeah. He's like, can I see your ID just for verification, please? I'm like, wait, what? So I'm like, okay, I see what we're doing here. All
I'll play
right,
that game with you. Right.
okay. Gave it to him. Interview went well. I got the job offer within a week. I got the, hey, we would like to call you back for a second interview and then potentially offer you. I had to decline. Like I can't have a professional look. I mean, I was in there, I had on a suit, everything. I ain't had no beard, I had the goatee, everything. I had the cufflinks, everything. I literally got like the worst up down third degree. Like
Right. Right.
who do
Yeah,
you think you are here on paper
yeah.
looking like this?
Right. Right.
And you're qualified to be sitting here.
That's unfortunate, man. I've seen it.
I
That's
mean,
those
they
microaggressions,
do that to
man.
us, man. And it's like, yo, I literally got more personal equity than you do, or I have more going for myself to have more by the time I'm your age.
Right. Right.
Cocoa butter in the mix. Whatever.
Yeah, man. That's those and Dana, man. Dana, she's the one who really pointed those out to me, man. Those microaggressions,
Right.
They won't come out and just say it, but they'll do little things and dance around it to make you feel the way they want to make you feel. Uh, quick story. Okay, you know how Dana is with this book, man. These hugs are my hugs. She is trying to tear the city of Wichita, Kansas down. Every event, she's plugging in, she's making phone calls, emails, she's setting up this and that meeting. And we run into this particular organization, man. And Dana basically donated her book, okay, and was like, hey, give it a read. I want you guys to incorporate my book into your organization, and then I'm gonna come out and do live readings to the kids.
Yeah.
Uh, that organization kept the book for way longer. I mean, it's a children's book. These hugs are my hugs is a it's literally like passport thick. It's you can read it in about 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Uh, they kept the book for, I want to say it was over a month. You know, they sent Dana an email and was like, "Hey, the book is phenomenal. Uh, we really enjoyed reading it. However, we cannot accept it into our program because you reveal who Santa Claus is at the end of the book." You know, and we were like, "You did what at the end of the book?" You revealed Santa Claus. So I'm like, "What does Santa Claus have to do with the book?" You know. So we eventually outgrew the festivity, Wally. Right? We outgrew it.
Yeah.
Right. It took a couple days, and I said, babe, let me respond to her because I'm gonna hit her with all this Umar. Right? I'm gonna hit her with the whole Umar. And she said, nah, we gonna let it slide. And Dana, she was like, hey man, would you mind submitting that your response, you know what I mean, on an official email. The lady emailed us and sent us the book back in an envelope, you know what I mean? And I wrote in permanent black marker, man, and hey, we don't want a seat at your table. We'll create our own, and I put it on the refrigerator. Wow, you know what I mean? It's those microaggressions, man. I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard anybody basically disregard a children's book outside of the Dr. Seuss situation, right? Because of you know that obvious situation, but she took it bad, man. And then once we unpacked what they was really saying, oh, I got it. I'm good with that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
The
Crazy.
the problem with that is everything that we do, or everything that we try to do, we try to be fair, we try to be consistent, and then comes those other things that ultimately put us in that bad spot where they're literally trying to they want us to look like we're trying to, purposely cause a divide or purposely have that different agenda that we really ain't even trying to get at. We're just literally trying to uplift ourselves, our children, but we're not doing it at the expense of anybody else.
Right, right,
Like y'all don't need to write a book to make anybody else feel bad or anybody else look bad. Y'all are just doing what y'all feel passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to make nobody look crazy. You're going to make yourself look crazy like y'all have for years and years and years already. Um, and that's kind of where, the CRT thing goes, which is
Ooh,
everything that they're doing with that. Um, and that's a serious thing for us, because I think for me, man, the biggest thing is don't doubt me. And then when I prove you wrong, you try to make it seem like I got lucky.
right, right. Or you're in an affirmative action type situation.
Yeah. There's no token opportunity here. Like
uh,
I took that and did my thing, you know what I'm saying? And I made it work. People
right.
just don't people just don't understand, like, we put effort into what we're trying to do. Our goals and aspirations are not based on somebody else doing the work for us. And I don't know how many times we had this conversation in the last couple of months, but we can literally just do our own thing and be okay with it and understand that, all right, this is the journey, this is the task at hand, A, B, C, D, and it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, People just, I don't know, man. It bothers the hell out of me. But one of the main things for me is just like what's your purpose, man? What's your purpose of furthering your education? Is it more for family opportunities, or is it more of just personal aspirations to achieve something that you've never seen or experienced amongst your peers, or relatives that you're close to? Is it anything like that that you kind of feel
So
that?
my mindset changed, Wally, from the older I get. Initially, it was uh, I want to prove you wrong, right? I want to
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna achieve this so that I can look back and say, "Ha, I did it," and look where you at. Initially, right? That's what it was, and it was working for me, until I hit a point in my maturity growth to where I was like, okay, well, I got to kind of repurpose why my whys. Why do I need the education? Um, should I pursue? Really, one education is what I was being educated with. You know,
right.
what's more important at this juncture in my life? You know what I mean? For me personally, to where now certifications, um, educating myself on uh, creating or learning a new ability when it comes to uh, um, providing for my family, right? Because that's education too. You know what I mean? Financial literacy, man. You mentioned that the past 2 or 3 episodes. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
something that I'm trying to. So I work for the government, man, and I I'm a steward of the government's money, man, and I manage millions of dollars and do this and do that. You know what I mean? And I repurpose funds and deobligate, and then me Cornelius Neal,
Yeah. And
give me
that,
$50 right now, bro. It's spent. It's and I'm not gonna say I'm financially illiterate, man, but I'm definitely
but
irresponsible.
there's still something left to
Yeah,
do. There's still more to achieve from a knowledge standpoint, especially just
yeah,
just in general, like trying to understand everything makes it better for us. And sometimes you got people that want you to understand. You got people that want to keep it to themselves and just play it safe and
right,
hold on to their information. And they just need it because that's the only way that they can feel important, because they're the only ones that know how to do this, or they know how to get this. And I don't want to share. I just want to keep it, keep it to myself.
right,
um
right.
I don't know, most people are intimidated by competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I don't want to know what you know to do better than you or to show you up. I just want to know because I want to know, just for personal gratification. Everybody has to do something, or they want to do something for that, you know, prideful moment that they want to have like power over you.
Yeah,
And that's the worst misconception about just education in general.
yeah. And so I look at education a lot differently now, man. Um, and like I said, the older I get, um, so I completely understand uh, your views and the way you look at furthering your education past graduate. I completely understand it.
I just
I
want it
just
because I'm so close. I'm like, I'm right here. Like, you got your master's. It's like, why not? It's
it's
right
it's
there.
it's one of those things, man, where uh, and this is coming from me, and I'm about to make a hypocritical statement. Okay, I told you in this long body of work that we call texting, right? A long
Yeah.
joint, man. This is when I use the basketball analogies and all that. But uh, the way I view it, man, is uh, the impact of you getting your degree will affect you financially, right? It may put you on a plateau to earn more money, and that's cool. But what do you do with that money? You know, that's the education that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I want to know, hey man, BFA, uh, y'all got a Spotify deal now. What are you gonna do? What kind of what kind of questions do you ask? Do you just accept what they write you, or do you even know to ask about the stock options? Do I gotta relocate? Uh, do I own my or the rights to whatever I say? Do I gotta be careful? That's the education I'm looking for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's not something that the university will teach. Those uh, intangible. Some of them are intangible, but those are those know-hows that um, Dana and I we kind of push it. We push that on. We push education too. Don't get it twisted, but we you
We
know we push that too.
and we and we're on the same page with that. The main thing is career wise, like, is having my master's sufficient enough for what I want to do?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. Um, but again, man, it's like I'm one of those people where it takes me a while to kind of get on board with stuff. But once I'm reeled into it, like I can't cut that corner, or yeah, I can't shut it off. And we had this happen at our, at the open house the other night. And year one with the nonprofit thing. I'm sitting there, business casual. I do have my days where I look like what you think I am.
Me
And,
too.
that's just normal. I'm not doing this every day.
No.
But Fridays is usually my day. You might get a t-shirt with jeans and some sneakers for sure.
Right.
Right. But just the overall perception of who we are based on how we look, or how they categorize us based on what they think, threw off the teacher. Victoria has had 3 different Black women as teachers the entire time she's been at this school. Now, kindergarten teacher's very nice, white lady, but also the director of the entire school, white lady. When I approached her with the presentation of what we're trying to do with Joyful L Foundation, it was the same thing as my coworker. And I was like, hey, I want to do this Christmas thing. I understand we can't do anything for Santa. I don't care about Santa. With it being a Christian academy, we recognize Jesus' birthday, which I'm all for that. I went to Catholic school, so I'm definitely not taking anything from that. And I was like, how many children are here at the school? Because I want to get gifts for everybody. And then she was like, well, each classroom, or your daughter's class, let me see, there's 11 kids in there. And I'm like, okay, how many children are in the school? I'm talking like aftercare that comes from, elementary school, that
Right.
everything. And she leaned over the table when I said, I really want to do this for all the children, not just my daughter's class. And it was like, it's 125 children here collectively. And I leaned forward and I was like, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what was I supposed to do? Just like, I'm asking you for a reason. And she did the same thing with the test thing. What do you guys do for a living? And I'm just looking and I'm like, does it really matter? Can I do it or can I not do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not asking you for anything but permission. That's it.
That's it.
And
that's so crazy, man. Yeah.
So for you and Dana, just being as accomplished as y'all are, how often do y'all have to, I don't want to say bite your tongue.
What? Bite what?
Okay. How often do you just have to be professional? Because you can still say what you want to say and be professional about it. But in the event of what y'all have to do, like, you're reading to the kids, you're going to the church, you're trying to catch the libraries, you're trying to hold the book fairs. And like, when people ask y'all what you do or how you do this, like, how hard is it? Like, do you know when to give them the humble answer? Or do you know when to give them this is us, this is what we do, like, this is what you're gonna get?
Oh yeah, we're very flamboyant in that aspect.
So is it both of y'all, or is it just you gotta pick your spots? Like, is it a Dana thing, and then if Dana just gives you that look, does she let you handle it, or vice versa? How does that work?
Both, right? Both. So the biggest thing that we get is when we introduce. She in there talking noise. Whatever she's this is the big one. Okay. Normally when we doing some type of business, not normally, on occasion, I've been the front runner in the conversation.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, this and that. And they say, okay, cool, sir. So you were in the army? And I'm like, yeah, but this is based on my wife's thing. She's a retired. She outranked me. And they look over and they're like, oh, with that's very common. That's very common.
I'm gonna tell you real quick before you finish. The one thing that pisses everybody off, that's gonna send y'all to hell in a handbasket, is how dare you be out here on the street soliciting and selling something and you're actually selling something that's yours, that you wrote, that you paid for to be manufactured and published, and you're distributing it legally. How dare you have all of those things come back to you as the owner?
It's
And
crazy. I'm gonna tell you something, Wally. That's funny you said that, man. So
who the hell do you think you are? And your
man,
wife too. Like that's
right. So you remember that morning I called you a PK, man, and I said, bro, she got me up dumb early. It was like six o'clock in the morning, man.
yeah.
This maybe 2 weekends ago. Uh, anyway, we get to this event, man, and we're here at 1-2. It's two booths down. A lady is uh, she's selling what's the CBD oils,
Right.
okay? CBD oils, and it's a collection of different vendors, man. But where Dana is, LON and these hugs, as soon as you come into the plot or the lot, excuse me, we're touching you first. You know what I mean? Like you get exposed to this whole event by an LON introduction, right? And my wife, man, she's retired E8, man, and she's got uh, a loud voice, but it's also, it's not like it's demanding, So Wally, and Shell, y'all walking, and she calling y'all over, hey, you know, let me let me tell you about it. That's how she introduces it,
Yeah.
right? And she snatches, and people are just they're eating it up, man. But you could tell I'm sitting there, right? I'm recording, but I look over because I want to see. Uh, I'm looking at body language at this point,
Yeah.
and I look over, and and you can see it, man. You know what I mean? You can see it. They like, man, well, who published your book? Oh, well, we're LON is a publishing company. But we wrote this book beneath the publishing company. Oh, you guys were in the, yeah, bro. Oh, man. And, initially when we first started getting those responses, initially we were like, what now it's like we take it and we just push on, you know, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Um, and again, man, time and time again, like I'm proud of y'all for doing that for real.
No
And
doubt.
that's definitely one of those admirable things. Like I said, my next thing once I move past Christmas is going to be educational based, and we'll get to that later. But my next Christmas thing in particular that I want to do is the children's book.
Okay.
And you know, just selling as many copies as possible to raise money to then maybe isolate and do for families, or actually one thing that I want to do, if I can't do it this year, next year, ideally, since, based on the location, I want to do something for one family of each branch of service where I am.
Mm.
I got everybody here. I got Eustace, I got
Oh, you
Langley,
got everybody, the whole
I got
kit. You got
Langley,
the
I got
whole
the
kit.
Coast
Yeah,
Guard,
yeah.
weapon station.
Yep.
Yeah. So I literally want to do something where I can take one family and do that just for the sake of, pops, stepmoms, grandfather, my sister-in-law that's out there in Kansas with you, and her husband are both Army vets. And
Okay.
a lot of other people that we know are all Army vets, man. And, that's important to always keep the troops in mind. And especially with us, at some point having been one of those families as well.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like, not just living in the area, like, man, I live in a military area. Like, no, I actually lived on Fort Eustis at one point.
Right, right.
Before I came to Fort Campbell, I lived here. And
Man, you know what, man? Based on what you do, man, with Joyful Elf, man, the military, and I'm talking all branches, they will eat that up, man. They will put all their resources, personnel behind it because, they're all about the military family. You know what I mean? They put the military family on a
but I
pedestal.
got but I got that same LON is a publishing company response when I told them that this is fully funded,
Ugh. You
right here.
may that's okay. That's not okay. So I'm not going to retract my statement, but I'm not going to, but I'm also going to say I can see that response too. I can. I'm
And it's like,
surprised though on the East Coast. I am surprised.
because it's like, oh, well, who do you work through to get this stuff set up?
Yeah.
Kiki Shepherd.
Right, right, right.
How do you manage to, how did you, like, I had one of my I had two co-workers and my brother helped me set up everything at Victoria School the first year. And then
Okay.
last year I did, did everything here at home with the packages and
Right.
everything. And it's like, people see or hear about it, or I was at the post office with boxes with smaller packages inside the bigger boxes, and I'm going and taking 2 and 3 trips in and out to do all of the shipping.
Right.
And older black lady, older white guy. Man, what are you doing? You doing this? Is this like a goodwill thing? No. I mean, my goodwill.
Right, 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 right.
Like, man, so like, who do you work for? Nobody.
Right, right. Me,
And yeah, and
the people.
you're in the post office. You hear the total of whatever, and they're standing beside you, like they hear, oh, Mr. McCall is gonna be one blah 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 blah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then you give them cash, or you do this, and then you put the insurance on everything, and it's like
yeah, man.
you're standing there
Yeah,
with a sweatsuit on and some flops, like, Merry Christmas, y'all have a good day.
yeah. Right. Yeah, that happens, man. I mean, we've been there, and I'm so with that part of what you said, man, is something that I'm still learning how to do is make those kind of moves, right? And and be humble about it, you know. Um, I don't want to, and I believe that's why I'm not where I think I should be because I took certain blessings that I have, and I was basically like, you know what I mean? This is what I did instead of taking it and then basically pushing it off to teach somebody how to do the same. But I'm fortunate now, you know, uh, Dana's success with the book and how it makes her feel as the author. I feel so blessed, bro. It feels like I wrote them, you know.
But y'all both have that same sense of, it's almost like another child, because you manifested the idea, you nurtured it, developed it, put it in motion after it was manufactured, and then boom, it
Yeah,
takes off, and then you watch it go everywhere.
for sure, sure.
See, Bluey don't understand when he's supposed to stay in his place.
Listen, man, I don't. Yeah, listen, I'm not addressing you if I don't remember your name, man.
Yeah, Peter need to go somewhere.
Right, Pete, Pete,
Peter Patrick, yeah, whatever his name, him.
PJ, PR,
Yeah.
something. It's something to that effect.
But yeah, man. So just last thing closing before we get out of here. What do you
Yeah,
say?
bro.
So how would y'all, or how would you support? I am paying attention, Dana. She said they ain't paying attention to these comments. They paying these comments any mind. Yes,
That's what
yes,
she
we
said.
do. So how do you support your children if they don't necessarily want to go the route of education that we've gone? If they don't want to go to school and get their masters, like how do you feel? Do you encourage it because you know how powerful and how much of an impact that could be for their lives down the road financially? based on the career that they could have? Or do you try to just support it and let them, do you suggest something like a trade, or do you still try to like throw the educational tidbits in there to kind of, stay in the forefront of their mind? Like, what do you do if your boys don't necessarily want to get their masters or don't want to get their bachelors, or like what do you do? How do you feel about that?
Uh, so uh, uh, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. So this is the thing, man. Like our teaching style with well the mainly the big two, right? The middle baby and Elijah. Micah, he does what he wants to do. Him and Gabriel, they kind of, you know what I mean. They could potty on the floor. Uh,
Pandemic babies.
you know what I mean? Yeah, he's the anomaly. But that, my oldest, we push academics because of the current climate that we're in. Hey, you need to do this because this. And if you don't, this is how you're going to be viewed, you know what I mean, etc. That middle one is we push education because uh, it's so easy, and they both were easy to teach. Uriah is we just push it because he soaks it in, and he always wants it. You know what I mean? It's uh, yeah, he just wants it, man, and so we push it. But if they don't want to take an academic route, you know, I would be very surprised. You
Okay.
know,
So what do you do if LON is a serious thing, and this becomes the financial guru of the family portfolio,
right?
and the kids are graduating high school, and the business is just, let's just say, business is booming.
Okay, we on Seuss level at this point.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
talking LON Seuss level,
right,
or the black equivalent to it.
right, right.
What do you do? Like, let's say MJ, or let's say Diddy and his children. Like,
Yeah.
if it's there, what do you encourage at that point?
Um. So I'm answering this based off conversations that wifey and I have had. Uh. So basically, what we do is, hey, we would employ them pretty much. Hey, yeah, this is, first, my wife she already wants uh, Elijah to write his own book, and we edit it, which is uh, that's one of the extensions of what we do. We'll have children authors beneath the brand, you know what I mean? That's pushing um, their their mindset in a positive manner. You know what I mean? That benefits us as a population of people. Um, but of course, man, if we on Seuss level, man, and I mean, he's head publisher. Hey, this is what you have, man. Here's the books. You know what I mean? You know what the formula is. We know what we stand for. Go forth and do great things. And you don't have to have a graduate degree uh, to be educated.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Conversations like this, man, is degree worthy. You know what I mean? Because you know how that works, man. You know how it's a snowball effect, man.
Yeah.
But that's what we would do. I would just keep pushing it. And the same thing with Joyful Elf, man. Like that whole nonprofit arena is something definite. That's Dana has been, and I don't even know if I asked you about it. She asked me to ask you about it months ago.
We
Months.
still gotta pick up on that anyway,
Yeah.
as far as the book goes, because that might just end up being something where My book might just end up being something that's trademarked through LON.
That's cool, bro. We bind it, publish it, print it, man, and
I mean, no,
that's the
I'm
vision. You know
all
what I
for
mean?
it. No, I'm just saying, from a notoriety standpoint, and just back it and push everything out, and
Yeah,
it could just be another LON collaboration, and I'm still whatever the fees are for
yeah,
funding or
yeah,
whatever to be. Hold on, I'm with however that goes, and I don't know, man. I'm with it 100%. If my children don't necessarily want to go that route with their education, it has to be something in place like a trade, or it has to be something that is one of those things for me where I'm like, okay, we got this in place for you, so it's yours to do whatever you want with it. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
So,
right.
but I mean, I don't know. I don't think either of us will have that with any of our five children. So it's just a what if.
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
It's a
for
what if.
sure.
Like I want you to understand that you're not just gonna get everything handed to you, even if it is something that's right here in your face. You still not gonna just get it.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Um, but yeah, I'm a leave it to you
Even
to wrap this
so,
thing up,
so,
man.
so even with that, real quick,
No,
man.
no, 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 no. Go ahead, go ahead.
Even with that, bro. Even if God blesses us, right, like He does me, you, um, PK, right? I feel like I have an inherent responsibility to sometimes just hand it to somebody else without them even working for it.
Sometimes.
Uh, but my caveat to that, right? My what I've learned from doing that is Fab said it best, man. You know what I mean? Um, some people just they won't acknowledge your philanthropy, basically. You know what I mean?
You
Or they'll take
give,
advantage of it.
you give, and yeah.
So you gotta that's one of those things you gotta watch out for too, man. All good.
I'm with you. So, you got any closing thoughts, any closing remarks as far as the episode? Anything you feel as though we may have missed something, or anything you want to add in before we go into the business shout outs and episode 10?
Nah, bro, man. Honestly, Wally, this was I enjoyed the back and forth, man. We went completely off script. Uh, kinda. Really, we didn't go off script.
Kind of.
We just kind of we went. The conversation was dope, man. Like, I mean, it was. I had fun as always. You know what I mean? I think really, man. We should probably consider maybe doing just a 2FA, man. What you think, bro?
I'm just saying, look, it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need glue every time. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Sometimes
Lego,
spit works, right?
the Legos still piece themselves together without glue. I'm not saying nothing about Buddy with the blue car, but
Right,
it'd be one of them things like,
right.
we really need a chaperone here.
Not really. I
I
mean,
don't know.
let's be honest, man. We grown, man. You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying, I've been grown and dressing myself for the last 6 years, so I don't need nobody tell me nothing at this point.
Right, right, right.
PJ who? What?
Man, you'll understand, man.
What Kayla, don't be in here trying to talk while your parents ain't here. Don't be in here talking. Don't be in here starting no stuff. Damn shame. Off script adjacent. Yeah, you right, dude with the blue car. Like half baked. The guy on the couch, he the guy with the blue car. That's his name.
For
It's
sure, for
Janet.
sure.
It's Janet and the guy with the blue car.
The guy with the blue car, man. That guy.
Yeah, him, that guy.
Yeah, yeah, but that's all I got, Wally, man. I have
Yeah. Do you
what
want to
about
do the You got the business shout outs?
I do have it. I have it right in front of me.
Cool.
All right, so I'm not as fluid as PK, man. I think like what you say, he had it memorized and he'd be practicing.
Yeah.
Um,
Brushing his teeth in the mirror. Yeah. Oh, black business is black. Yeah, he on it like that.
for
Seriously.
sure, for sure. All right, so we got our yours truly, man, the BFA. I'm reading it off the, you know what I mean, my handout. Uh, Matter of fact, let me put that because normally Sis will put that out, but I'm gonna add all of our links in the description. Um, Let me see something.
Man, look at that. Somebody just put that up in the comments like that. You see that?
What's that?
That was one of Kayla's parents. It wasn't her mom's, it's the other dude. And he done dropped the whole everything in there. It looked like a bibliography of stuff, man. Look at that.
Man, okay, I can't even see it, man. It ain't even updated.
Look
Oh
at
man,
that.
look at that, man.
Man,
Look
golly.
at that, man.
Trying to
An anonymous donor.
wonder. He's trying to make Stevie Wonder better in life.
Word, word. Okay, so we got BFA. We could be found on the link tree in the comments. Okay. Um, Normally PK shouts his queen out, but I get the privilege and the honor to shout mine out first. Um, my wife Dana, these hugs is my hugs, could be found on Amazon. And if you are viewing Good Day in Kindle version, can be found and accessed on Amazon right now. It is on sale, I believe, for I wish she was in here. I think it's on sale for $4.99, $5.99 on the Kindle. The paperback tangible copy will be released on Amazon on the 3rd of September. So that's Friday.
This
Okay,
Friday.
That's Good Day. Um, oh, Good Day. That's probably my favorite one. Go check that out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. All right, we got Sis. Okay, Janet's Wellness Shop at let me see, jgathers.com, the Etsy shop. Get all your love oils, your money oils. She got some beard oil I got to get my hands on. The Florida water, very dope. She has a very dope setup, man. That I had a nice time viewing all of her stuff on that Etsy shop yesterday. Let me see, Bree and Friends, College Prep. Okay, Kelly and Co. Personalized Crafts. Let me see. Man, I'm about to butcher this name. I'm not sure if this is the long A or short A. SHADA. I am not about to disrespect this how you say that person's name.
Sade?
Okay.
Is it Sade? I'm
Good.
sorry, he be running them off kind of quick too.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
so my apologies for you know what I mean. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I don't want to disrespect the name. iPhone earpod accessories, okay. Avery Kelly, IT and web design needs. Melissa's natural soap, scrubs, and body oils. Seabrook Customs tees and apparel. Nick Sampson's got the 2 children's books. I need to tap in with Nick because, well, actually, most of these businesses, but I really want to check those children's books out.
Both of us need to talk to Nick.
Yeah, I would like to check those out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got Jade and Erica's son, the kid affirmations book. Excuse me.
Yep.
TK. Terrence, man, if you were watching or if you watch it later, I am going to purchase a couple of your shirts, man. The Ghost Rider clothing line, very dope, man. Nice tings, fancy tings. Okay. The Undisputed channel, man. You know, I didn't see Corey in the in the comments.
He came in there. He was in there.
I didn't have it pulled up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, between Wally's between Wally's kind of reserved commentary, man, when it comes to everything WWE, WWF, CW, ECW. I'm gonna tell you, man, Corey is the perfect counterpart. I'm telling you, you will
I keep
have fun.
saying
You don't
that.
even have to know about wrestling. Just watch the interaction between the two.
I keep saying that because people don't understand, like, what y'all see from Corey is normally me in a regular setting of life.
Gotcha.
I'm usually like that off the handle,
Right.
fast.
Right.
I'm the one that you normally look at and be like, bruh, chill, it's cool.
Right. It's
So
not
I'm
that
sitting
serious.
there, yeah. So I'm publicly sitting there and I'm just trying to look, hands in my lap.
Right.
Shit, like,
Man.
going for the ride. And
Right.
I'm gonna tell you another like,
Right.
so you know that's cool for me, but he gives the perfect balance for that to work.
Right.
Because if both of us acted the same as me, I don't think it would work as well.
Right. You can't have two skips or two Shannons or gotcha.
Yeah. So just him doing what he does and the balance and the delivery that he takes with everything that he says, whether it's a topic or if we're just talking about something on the fly and we just so happen to swerve and digress for a second, the extra passion that he puts into that is what puts it over.
Right.
For people watching, and that's
absolutely
yeah.
Absolutely. And the last but not least, man, my personal, the Compass channel. Y'all go check it out. I'm working this little thingamajig that I got with this sunglass company. So y'all go check them out, man. If you use my discount code Cornelius McCall, it'll save you about $20 to $25 on some of those nice frames. If you are a sunglass connoisseur. That's all I have. Wally, episode 10, bro.
Here we are.
Episode 10, season 2.
Oh,
20 episodes.
Dana just dropped one more. Since they said we're not watching the comments, Dana just dropped one more in there. Keon Collections.
Oh yeah, Kevin Keon. That's Dana's cousin out of Detroit.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
man,
I'm sorry if I messed that name up.
Fancy things, man. She designs formal and bridal wear.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fire, like for real. Yeah, real deal.
Gotcha. I don't know how many singles we got watching and listening to this, on all our audio platforms or what have you, but check them out. Go holler at them.
Yes.
Another thing too, man, with it being the first, something that I picked up on today, and I'm gonna just share this. This was actually something that I saw that was actually a quotable that came from somewhere else. Sylvester McNutt says, trust yourself, but he says, September is the month to let go of perfection, overthinking, and second guessing yourself. Trust that you are in deep alignment with your higher purpose and accept that you are human and treat yourself with the utmost self-compassion.
Oh yeah, send that to me, bro.
I'm sending it right now.
Yeah, I need that.
I thought that was kind of dope to stumble across that quote literally right before we went live with everything tonight. So I'm sending that over. And man, so episode 10, we are about to hit episode 20 right next Wednesday on the 8th.
Right.
Same bat channel, same bat time. And how do you feel going into that, man? Closing out season 2 next week.
Man, it's a little surreal, man. I'm just from a personal perspective. I'm just happy I feel good about actually sticking to something. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say see it through, but still putting forth a valiant effort. You know what I mean? And having fun doing it, basically. For sure. So what about you?
For me, man, um, everything we do now is about progression and productivity.
Word.
Um, as long as we're putting the right elements into it, there's no way for it to like fail or fall flat
Mhm.
because we know what we're doing behind the scenes. It's not just sit down, push the button, and we just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like, no pun intended with the sake of today being anniversary day, but we gather ourselves very well. You know
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean, but I mean, if they think that we was over here freestyling,
Yeah,
nah, bro. I mean, we have this is
yeah,
yeah, this
yeah.
a
The cadence
yeah, man.
is there.
Right,
We might play hopscotch, but
right.
we definitely got the yellow brick road to follow if we
For
want to.
sure, for sure, for
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, man, I'm glad we got there, and that'll give us another period to recharge, and then come back stronger for season 3. Like, man, like this is so funny. April 7th, we kicked off season 1, episode 1, and then now we're potentially looking at what, the 29th of September
29 September.
potentially being, season 3, episode 1, Three Amigos.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I'm glad we can do it. And now we just got to bring the guests on. So we're gonna have that as
Oh,
a hot topic. We're gonna have some hot topics coming in with some new guests. We got to get some new faces on here. Of course, I think it's only fair to get the wives on early. Somewhere along the lines of where we're gonna start with season 3. My anniversary falls in there,
mm,
and Chris's birthday also falls in there, I believe. Because we'll be taking we'll be taking season 3 all the way into, I believe, December, if not Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving, if I do my math correctly. So
okay.
episode 10 next week, Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual with the homies. You were here with the City Boys tonight. You got a Brooklyn and a Philly version of BFA, just a two-way street there. Yeah, maybe we'll have the other dude back next week. It just depends. It depends.
Yeah.
We don't need him. We don't. I mean, just think. We don't
Right.
even need him. Don't even need him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, bro. I'm with you, man. You don't want you. I mean, we good, man. We don't want to fix what's not broken.
we're gonna post. We're gonna post his job position. We're gonna post his job on LinkedIn tonight.
Tonight.
All applicants don't respond at once.
Word, word.
But yeah, people, we thank y'all for tuning in with us tonight. As I say with Corey, or as Corey will say, continue to live life undisputed and always walk into your purpose. That is what we plan on doing to close out the rest of this hectic work week. I'm looking forward to Friday. We got the holiday coming up. So everybody, please be safe. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your free time. Enjoy your mental space.
Mm,
Whatever energy you're putting out or taking in, please try to enjoy that as productively as possible, man. And
relax.
we will catch y'all next Wednesday to close out season 2. So
Peace.